inches away.
Howdy y'all, it is day 38 of these daily vlogs, and we are still going strong. So yesterday I told you I had a surprise for today, and I'm happy and excited to share that surprise with you guys. I've been waiting all day for this to come in the mail, specifically because it did require a signature. Now I did go online and try and bypass that, but you never know if it's gonna work or not. Anyways, y'all ready for this? I really should do a proper reveal for this and make a whole YouTube video, and I probably will, but I'm too excited. I'm just gonna open this up anyways. So this little guy right here is a 35mm anamorphic lens with autofocus. They don't usually make anamorphic lenses with autofocus. I'm pretty pumped to throw this on my camera right now and see what it looks like. So let's do it. But before we do it, I'm gonna admire in its beauty. This thing is so sweet. Oh boy, let's take a look at her. Pop the hood, shall we? All right, let's pop it on and see what it looks like. Alrighty, so this is what the lens looks like right here. I was a little worried because the first thing I did was went into this camera's settings, which is Sony FX3, and I went to turn on a de-squeeze setting so that I could properly see the image squeezed, so I can see what it's actually gonna look like, this being an anamorphic lens. And it worked, but the problem was then that there was no autofocus, which was concerning. So the first thing I did was I just hopped on a quick call with the Blazar people on the West Coast. Really cool people, by the way. He found it odd, and then I turned off the de-squeeze setting, and voila, the autofocus worked. So I guess that's a con. Not a huge deal, because a lot of the times I'm gonna be using this for experimental, fun projects where I will most likely be behind the camera viewing from a monitor. And that's what I just did, is just turn a de-squeeze setting on my Atmos Ninja V monitor. So, pretty rad. The autofocus seems to be working pretty darn good. I am about a foot away, and that's kind of cool that I can get this close. Looks like right around here is where I fall out of focus. This is about as close as I can get, which is pretty darn cool. And so, do a little quick test here. This is pretty, as I almost trip, pretty revolutionary shit, pardon my French, might I say. But anamorphic, there's only a handful of, like maybe 2 or 3 people that make anamorphic lenses with autofocus. And the Sony FX3 is known for its brilliant human face eye detection, and it's keeping up really, really, really good with this lens. So, as Larry David would say, pretty cool. Alright, so let's try a few things, shall we? What's cool is that my other go-to lens that I have is the Sony 24-105, and that has a 77mm diameter on that lens. And so does this guy, which is great because that means I can pop on my variable ND to this lens. I can throw on my 1/8 Black Mist Pro filter to this lens. And I've got this Vivitar set of diopters also that I can throw, you guessed it, on this lens. So let's see what that looks like. And I know I can only get a foot away, but let's pop on a little diopter, shall we? Hang on. Whoa, some difficulties. Doopa. Inches away from the lens right here. Alright, see? Definitely the most dramatic. But if we throw on something, let's do like +4, it would be less intense. Still a pretty cool effect though, to be able to throw this guy on here. And get some really cool stuff. +2 close-up. So like the 3rd most intense. And this is kind of cool. This is pretty trippy. I like it. So this is a T1.8, which is really nice. Opens up a lot of light. Really useful for, you know, low light conditions. But I have this on the 2.8 right now, which I think is really nice. So yeah, just telling you guys my settings and what it looking like straight out the box. So let's take this guy off. What's cool is like I'm holding this up like a freaking selfie right here. Walking around my apartment on an anamorphic lens, see if we can get my kitty. It's definitely picking up my eye and face extremely well. I'm really giddy and excited to get some test shots with some friends. And that's what I shall do. Face detection working awesome. See that? You can kind of go anywhere. And this lens is just such a pretty lens to look at too. All right, Blazar, you got my money. You got my money. You know what? Keep it. 'Cause I think I love this lens. I love this lens. Oh, Michael Scott.
I love this TV.
All right, guys. Yeah, that's gonna be it. I think it for me for today. Stay tuned. I'm definitely gonna be using this in future videos. I'm gonna try and probably make a whole video for YouTube specifically for this lens, mainly because it's like brand new and I couldn't find any other good videos on YouTube talking about this lens. I'm seeing a ton of the 50mm Apex anamorphic with autofocus, but not really a whole lot with the 35mm Apex autofocus at all, really. I found a couple of videos, but nothing really devoted to it. So I'm gonna let you go so I can rip this footage out of my camera, put it in my computer and see how cool it looks, and add it to the vlog for today. It's good to see you guys. Keep on keeping on. I got this, you got this, let's get this together, and I will see you tomorrow. Peace. Oh yeah, this lens is so freaking cute.